Guys, if you're in the market for some good heavy duty aluminum ramps, check out Land Type. I'll leave a link in the description below this video. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Papaw's Place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today, on this video of the Bad Boy Rogue, and if you hadn't watched the first couple of videos since I got this Rogue, I'll attach them above or either at the end of this video or put a link in the description of them videos below this video right here. But today's video is going to be showing you how easy and convenient it is to change the oil in this FX 1000V engine back here. Now, I changed the oil a while back and I took a clip of me changing oil. But then after we do that, we're going to talk about my trash bucket holder, how you can easily build one, and why I chose to build mine for my zero turn mowers instead of purchasing what comes from the, say, Bad Boy for this one. So right now we're going to watch the clip on changing the oil, and then we'll get back to the trash bucket. Alright, guys. Okay, so to change the oil on this Kawasaki FX 1000V is very simple. On the right side of the engine, that's your oil dipstick. Of course, you want to open it up so let it drain. And right down here is the little filter. We're going to be replacing it with the Kawasaki brand filter. I don't see the part number, but I'll look it up and put it in the screen for you. And since I live in the south where it's extremely hot, I'm using the Kawasaki 20W50 synthetic blend. It holds 2 quarts when you change the filter. I got a pair of these filter wrenches just like this. You can reach down there, grab a hold to your filter. If somebody didn't put it on tighter than it should be, it ought to come off fairly easy. And somebody put that on extremely too tight. Don't know what they doing. The filter's bending. I find this more and more when you buy something new. Whoever they got putting the filters on don't no more know what they doing than a man in the moon. The directions is in the book on how to put a filter on so it won't be this tight when you try to get it off. This filter wrench ain't gonna work. This is the first time this has got an oil change, and that is uncalled for, being that tight. So while I'm going to be getting the filter off, I'm going to go on and remove the oil plug. And this one here has a tube coming right down the back side here. You just remove that cap and drain your oil out. When that's draining, I'll try to get the filter off. Okay, guys, I want y'all to look at this filter. And being as I got contact with the Bad Boy rep, I will let him know my opinion and tell him I need to go back there and fire this son gun that's putting these oil filters on. Cause look how I had to squeeze that with a pair of channel locks. Damaged that filter up like that in order to get it off. I thought I was finna have to drive a screwdriver through it to get it off. So if you don't know how to put an oil filter on, here in just about a few seconds I'm finna show you the proper way to put an oil filter on. First thing you want to do when you take the old one off is always make sure this O-ring come off with your filter. It didn't get stuck on your motor. If it's stuck on your motor and you leave it on there and you screw that in on top of it, you're going to have a leak when you fire your engine up. So the proper way to put a filter on, you reach down there with a clean rag and clean that off, and I can see it from my angle. Clean the oil off, make sure ain't no dirt or nothing where the filter screws on. You take your new oil filter and you get a little oil that's draining out your oil drain on your finger. And you rub it right on that O-ring or gasket. Some of them does have O-rings nowadays, but this is a gasket. And when you screw this up, as soon as that gasket touches that motor, you don't go but about another half a turn from there. Now my thing, how I've done it all my life, if you take one hand and screw that on there with one hand, and when you get it tight enough with one hand, tight as you can tighten it with one hand, unless you the Incredible Hulk, that's all the oil filter needs. And then when you get ready to take it off, you can put your little wrench on there and it'll come off without all that nonsense stuff. Now when it's through draining, and make sure you give it plenty of time because it's slow draining. I'm going to get my hose back up here and I'm going to put this little cap. Now I'm not real fond of their cap here on this hose. This one's plastic and like a half twist lock. Bad Boyt could have done better than that. My old Bad Boyt Elite had a Kawasaki on it. I think it was a 24 horsepower, and it had like a metal fitting with a metal cap. I like that much better than that little plastic there. So Bad Boyt, if you're watching this, you need to step up the game on that. That there's kind of chintzy for such a good lawnmower, heavy duty lawnmower. That little plastic cap, I don't know, it could come off. Now guys, to put the oil back in, we know it holds 2 quarts of oil with the filter change. Get you a good clean funnel that sticks down in there, and weave in a brush, pour the whole 2 quarts in there. I crank it up and run it a few minutes, and then I double check it to make sure. Now I don't care what the books recommend, because the book with this Kawasaki said change it at 100 hours. Bad Boyt said the first initial change it at 50 hours. I always change mine, the initial on 50 hours, and then thereafter every 100 hours. Also, I change my oil filter every time I change the oil. To where I see in some of the manuals, they may say you can change the oil filter every 200 hours and change the oil every 100. Well, my thinking on that is your filter's what's filtering all the everything out of your oil. So why do I not want to change the filter? I'm never going to change the oil and not change the filter. That just don't make good sense to me. And there we have it, guys. That is quick. Wouldn't have took 3 minutes if that oil filter would have been put on there by somebody that knew what they was doing. But there you have the oil change on the Kawasaki FX 1000V. This here's on the Bad Boyt Rouge. I'm going with the Kawasaki 20W50 because I'm in the south and it is extreme hot temperatures, 100+ degrees some days in the summertime. Now if you're around Oak Grove, Louisiana, you can pick up all your oils, your filters, blades, belts, anything for Bad Boyt mowers right up there at Brumley Repair in Oak Grove, Louisiana. But they also carry parts, blades, belts, service items, air filters and stuff for just about all brand mowers up there. So stop by at Brumley's Repair and tell them Papaw sent you. Now let's get back to the program. So as you can see, it's very easy to change the oil on these Bad Boyt mowers because everything's out in the open, easy to get to and access. But guys, yes, changing the oil is a breeze in these. This is the second Bad Boy I've owned. I owned the Bad Boyt Elite for years. It had the Kawasaki, I believe it was the 750, which is like a 24 horsepower. Very easy, change the oils in and maintain your mowers. So next we're going to get to this trash bucket holder. And the reason I chose to build my own trash bucket holder, because the one that comes for Bad Boys, it sticks in your hitch receiver on the front and it sticks out the front. At least for this road it does. Well, I can't have that because when I'm hauling on my trailer, I can't have another 3 foot sticking out there. And plus when you mow and that bucket's out front, it's easy to hang against something. So as you see, I'm mounting mine here on this handle, which I handle, even if you don't want the trash bucket, this handle's nice because you can grab it getting on and off when you're getting a little older and done sat on that lawnmower for a long time. It's nice to have that, put your hand on, step up on there and keep yourself balanced. I think all older people needs that access handle. So we're going to watch the video of me making my little trash bucket holder. So again, I done that a while back so I could be utilizing it while I'm mowing. And then we'll get y'all up here closer and I'll show y'all what I made to hold my trash. There's trash down in there now. My trash grabber. Because I have lost a couple of these by just having them in the bucket and hauling them on that trailer. They will bounce out on your trailer and then fall off going down the road. So I come up with me another little deal here. When you're done, you just snap it on there and it don't come loose. So let's watch that video and then we'll come back. Now guys, I'm going to take this handlebar bracket. This was off of a gun rack that was made to go on the handlebars of an ATV. And I'm going to tack weld it right here to this circular rod. And then we can put this on the handle on the lawnmower. That way it can be put on or removed. And paint it up, and we're going to have our trash bucket holder. Guys, I did have to put a little spacer between the rod and the mount in order to get it away far enough I could get the bolt nut through there. So So I just used a nut on this one. So that little bracket there wasn't the exact same bracket I used on the first one I built. But either way, this is gonna work. Now we're gonna paint her up and we'll get her installed. So as you seen in that video, just a little piece of scrap rod and some clamps there off of them old gun rack holders off my old four-wheeler from years ago. Makes a good bucket holder. When you want to empty your bucket, all you gotta do is slide this little piece here I made off to hold my handle, pick it straight up, dump it in your garbage can, and see, you can actually twist this to kind of have it where you want your bucket and it ain't sticking out in front of your lawnmower. I have yet to see these on the market, and I'm probably crazy for showing this and not getting a patent on this. Maybe I need to talk to Bad Boy and see if they'll work with me and let me get a patent on this, and they sell them for me for the Bad Boy mowers. I'm all about these Bad Boy mowers. But anyway, y'all see how convenient that is. Just sets down on there. Now I'm gonna get y'all up close here and show you this little piece. But this little piece right here, guys, is nothing more than a 2.5 inch piece of PVC pipe ripped in half. Hole drilled in it big enough to slip over the handle, which I could have made that a little tighter fit. Drilled a hole right here, the diameter of my trash, whatever you want to call that, a trash grabber. And I had to make a little vise where it snap in place. I did put a couple of notches where this would sit on the bucket. And then you can just snap that in place when you're done, when you load your lawnmower, and that will not blow out. And with the little clamp there, everything looks real good and properly made and fit. The one other modification I did since my last video showing the modifications on the springs I added to help with the lift of the deck being so heavy. If you didn't see that video, like I said, it'll either be attached above or either in the description and the link below this video. And I had started making a modification to my paddle over here. And on the last video, y'all seen where I made the modification, because this foot peg on this road was just a round foot peg. Well, I made mine flat and put a piece of rubber on it. I showed that on my last video when I showed the modifications of the springs that I'd made to help with the lift of this heavy deck. But all I've done since then is made me a little extension piece, which gained me about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches lower. Well, I see my dadgum wing nut done come off my nut there, because this is still where I could just undo this peg to get my deck floor raised up if I need to raise it up to work on belts or pulleys or something. It had a little wing nut, something similar to that right there, or a hand knob similar to that on that nut right there, but I guess it done vibrated off. I didn't notice that, but that's all right. I can just stick a wrench on it. It ain't like that's something you're gonna take off very often, unless you need to change a belt or anything. But as you can see, now I can ride with my foot just like this. It ain't all cocked up too high. And when I'm mowing over roots and stuff, I can just push and float over driveways and stuff. And them springs made that a lot better. Like I said, you need to watch the second video. I'll go into more detail about them springs. But that makes it a lot better and more comfortable. So I think I'm done with modifications. I got everything set up to me. See, I can ride my legs now in a comfortable position with my foot on that peg. When I need to float over roots and stuff, now I can just push. My leg ain't cocked up like this, making it get in a cramp anymore. I done mowed several hours since making that modification, and I think I'm done modifications. I got it set up the way I want it. I like it. And again, if you didn't see the videos when I bought the lawnmower, you need to go back and watch that and start at the beginning of this road series, because I'm going to continue it on everything I do and giving updates. One of these days I'm going to give an update with this and my Spartan SRT. Talk about my likes and dislikes and where one outshines the other one in certain situations and stuff. But the next video coming up that's going to be on this bad boy, which is what I'm finna do today, right after I finish this video, and it'll come up in a few days as I finish do the first service on the hydro filter and fluids back there. So that'll be coming up next. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. It don't cost you a thing to subscribe to my channel. You'll see notifications pop up. You'll see a lot of videos you're probably not interested in. But the best way you could help me is just to punch play on them videos. Turn the volume down. Just let my video play. That's the best way you can help me out on this YouTube channel. And then when you see a title pop up one day or something you're interested in, maybe back on the mowers, then you already get notifications. But guys, all I can say is this is one bad little machine right here, and I'm loving it. But I'm finna move on, change gears here, start making my next video on changing the hydro system oil back here. And as always, I appreciate y'all. God bless. See y'all next time. Well, grass is growing in the hot summer sun. Out in the shed, she is ready for some fun. Tank full of gas, she's waiting for me. I step on over and I climb on up. Turn that key, get her all fired up. And look at her features, she ain't fooling me. I think my mower's sexy. She likes it when I turn her on. Always waiting on me just to mow my lawn. Well, I like her suspension and the ride that she gives me. She has plenty of power and some to spare. Just look at them tires. It reminds me of a little Jolie. I think my mower's sexy. She likes it when I turn her on. Always waiting on me just to mow my lawn. Well, we do it in the morning, noon and night. She always performs for me. I think my mower's sexy. She likes it when I turn her on. Always waiting on me just to mow my lawn. And her deck's made from 4-inch steel, 61 inches, cutting she will. Turns on a dime every time. Her Kawasaki engine's one of the best in the industry. I think my mower's sexy. She likes it when I turn her on. Always wait